A high-quality 15 rounds of the Cel's NBL. And here is how the last round of the season has gone. The Airs getting the job done. Unfortunately, too little too late for them, getting the wins over the Giants and the Nuggets.
Yeah, you look at that Airs team, and I think a few teams in the Final Six are happy that that team didn't come together early, because they would have been trouble. The Rams taking care of the Bulls, leaving the Bulls with just one win against its fellow teams in the top four coming into the Final Six. The Nuggets, not quite enough, having that second seed sealed up before the game to get it over the Jets, and a huge game from the Hawks, especially one Prince of Porirua.
Jordan Ngatai, a Giants killer with 47, ending the hopes of the Giants as they went down to the Sharks as well, consigning them to watching the Final Six from their living rooms in a Tuatara, hosting the Saints here at Pullman Arena. This is the starting five for the Saints. And Adnam and Leafa, tough backcourt. Mucius, Vidanovic, and Smith-Milner. Nice front court as well. We've got a little bit of size coming off the bench as well. But for Kyle Adnam, he has been electrifying at times for the Saints, and his sheer will has probably driven this team into the top six.
Well, he was fantastic early in the season, averaging over 25. His scoring has come back down as he's looked to get his teammates involved a little bit more and concentrate on the defensive end. But he still has perhaps the best no-look passes in the league this season. You got to be have that head on a swivel if he's your point guard. It could come at any point in time.
Kyle Adnam caught up with Casey before we went to air.
Kyle coming into the game, the 5th seed at stake, possibly 6. Are you guys looking ahead towards your opponents, or just trying to come out and get a good performance heading into the Final Six?
Oh, I think just focusing on us is really important. You know, obviously the ladder above us is kind of set, but for us, you know, you want to go into finals with rhythm for sure. So tonight's an important one for us, just getting our rhythm. We've started building that over the last few weeks, and I think sort of getting some of our principles down pat. So tonight's another good opportunity for us to build into finals.
Looking at that side offensively, but defensively at times has been a struggle. What do you hope to contain against an Auckland Tuatara team that may not be at its most elite tonight, having cinched the top spot, but still very potent offensively?
Oh, definitely. They've been #1 in the league all year for a reason. They're very potent offensively, and they're really well structured defensively too. So it's a good challenge for us. I think this is the sort of games that we want going into finals, you know. Playing the best in the league right now is really important for us, sort of see where we're at. As you mentioned, it's, you know, last game this season, a little bit of a nothing game in a way for them, but again, really important going into finals, and I'm sure they're going to be hungry. Well coached, veteran players on their teams. They know what's at stake.
Thanks for your time. Good luck today.
He will be a handful for Jared Weeks and the Tuatara, and that is the starting five. Cam Glidden on the perimeter with Ruben Tarangi. Charlie Dalton, the young man, so impressive this season. He's come on leaps and bounds given the opportunity to be a regular starter. Rob Lowe has just been in phenomenal form for the Tuatara. And for Jared Weeks, it has been business as usual for the Australian point guard. He is easily top 5 profile pick for our quarter frame graphics as well.
You might not have known what that pick was for when he took it, but look at those numbers, 20 points per game. Ridiculous efficiency at 46% considering the difficulty of shot he takes, and definitely dishing out to the teammates as well. What's most impressive about him on the court is his pace. Retiring after this year, but you would not know it. That engine is supreme.
Jared Weeks and his piercing blue eyes caught up with Casey before we went to air as well.
Well, first place all sealed up. Jared, what are you guys as a team looking to improve on today as you're trying to fine-tune things going into the Final Six next week?
Yeah, definitely just a pick up from last week. You know, we came in a little bit off last week, and it showed. Hawke's Bay came out and kicked our ass, so hopefully, you know, we can come out and do that to the Saints today.
And from a team perspective, can we expect to see the starters playing their full allotment of minutes? Is Coach Aaron Young going to full everything he has at this game trying to win, or a little bit of the foot off the pedal?
It's a very good question. You have to ask us that. No, I assume we'll go our traditional rotations. Obviously, the Saints are a great team. There's a possibility we play them in the semi-finals next week. So, obviously, a great game for us, a good test. You know, they're coming in with a lot of confidence, and hopefully we can come out with a win.
Thanks for the time. Good luck today.
And here is how the ladder looks. As you can see, the Saints currently in 5th spot, but they lose their head-to-head with the Hawks if they lose this game. And therefore, they would have to play the Rams on Thursday night.
Yeah, 2 losses to the Hawks during the regular season has sealed their fate there. And Do they want to play the Rams? Do they want to play the Bulls? Is that even going to come into play today? Or from my point of view, Troy McLean, he's just looking for a great performance from this squad.
The Nuggets 3 versus 6? My apologies.
No, Nuggets finished second on the countback. So
on the countback.
This is where we are on the standings, but with all 3 teams in 12,
oh man,
the Nuggets are going to get second place in the mini ladder. Should I talk about the mini ladder for the next hour?
Well, if it's a blowout, by all means. Say, keep your powder dry. Could easily go one of 2 ways this game. The Tuatara just taking care of business all season long. This is the first time they played at Pullman Arena. Eventfinda Stadium under repair. And they are ready to go at Bruce Pullman. And we're about to get underway. Jared Weeks has seen something, and right in front of us, there's a bunch of basketballs in front of us.
Basketballs. They just decided to toss the balls there. I think Weeksy and Isaiah just want to come over and say hi.
That wasn't us. I just need to say that wasn't us. We didn't do that. Don't push in on us like that again, please. Rob Lowe gets us underway. Here we go. Sam Mucius, Kyle Adnam, Saints in the white. Tuatara in their green aqua blend. Vodanovic, Tom Vodanovic stroking the 3.
We're going to see a lot of freedom from these teams offensively. This may be the highest scoring game of the year. This is the teams rated number 1 and number 2 in offensive rating in the league this season.
Saints last in defense points allowed.
That may help the score tick up a little bit higher.
Weeks firing it to low. Surrounded by Saints. Gives it to Dalton, tapped away. Saints with the turnover. Adnam. Dalton picks him up. Vodanovic up high. Gives it to Mucius. Gets his feet set, squares up. Too strong. Good rebound from Tarangi on the box out. Tips it to low.
Real physical action there from Tarangi, keeping Vodanovic out of that play, keeping possession to the Tuatara.
Towie Smith-Milner goes down and stays down as the 3 ball is good from Glidden, and that is not a good sign. Smith-Milner still down after running into, I think, his teammate, Mucius.
Yeah, took a shot to the head. Unfortunately, it is certainly a bit the worse for wear. There's the rotation onto the jump shot. But here we take an actual look at it. Just took an elbow from Isaiah Mucius straight in the head, and he is obviously not feeling well. Elijah Thomas is getting ready to check into this ball game.
And that is not a good sign. Towie Smith-Milner still down on the floor. They are without Darnay Samuel as well, who has been suspended. Suspended, I should say.
Seeing the blow live, it looked more glancing than it was as full on, but obviously it's gotten Towie in a spot that has made him not feel too good. Was it right? Was it right into his eye, perhaps? Yeah, it looks like it was an elbow actually into his eye.
Taking one right on the eye socket.
Take another look at it in slow motion here. And yeah, I think it just literally got him right in the eye socket, as you mentioned. So hopefully not concussion. You see him blinking pretty hard there, but if there's anything not looking too sweet, I'd be pretty surprised if we see Towie the rest of this ball game.
He is regathering himself down the corner of the Saints bench area. Back underway.
Of course, let's not forget the Saints already down and big with Darnay Samuel serving suspension this week before regaining his eligibility for the final 6. So Elijah Thomas might be the only big man walking right now.
Well, Elijah Thomas hates this building. He lasted 5 minutes and 18 seconds when he played the Bulls here in his first game in New Zealand, fouled out. And I would say record time for the NZNBL in the last few years.
Five's a tough number.
The Arthur controls it. Vodanovic can't control it, and then regathers, takes a straight on 3. Will he get the roll? Mucius times his rebound nicely and puts it in.
Yeah, good physicality there, pinning Charlie Dalton underneath and then using his length to get that finish. A little sloppy early as both teams searching that handle out on that basketball. Difficult to find right now.
Glidden. Under 5 to shoot. Tarangi with the drive going left. Puts it in with the right.
Yeah, he's just got an array of shot-making ability in his bag that's going away from the basket with the right hand, still able to make it look easy.
It's Elijah Taylor banging into Rob Lowe, and who helps him up.
So friendly.
Weeks, Dalton. Vidanovic with it. Eusebius in the open floor. Oh, blow. Elijah Taylor hadn't made it back over half court. Back to Vidanovic with the mismatch. Jared Weeks, front of the rim. And that goes to the Tuatara. Couldn't take advantage of the mismatch.
They just short-armed that left-hand hook a bit. Rushed it slightly, might want to take a little bit more time, and not sure how. I thought that was off Rob Lowe, tapping it away, but that is not what the crew saw, so ball stays at the Tuatara.
Lowe giving it to Dalton. Picked apart the Saints' defense by the Tuatara there.
Well, they're leaving Charlie Dalton in the corner. They're allowing him to have that three-point shot, but here's where his skill as a cutter comes in. Rob Lowe comes down, Vidanovic all the way over. Kyle Adams too far out of the play to get down and take away that cut. Easy bucket for Dalton.
Rob Lowe averaging 4.5 assists a game. Elijah Taylor gets free underneath. Elijah Thomas, I should say.
Thomas able to find it on the roll there. Had a huge game last week against the Jets where he may have finally found his feet and gotten comfortable.
Rob Lowe in that high post again, kicks it out to the open Weeks. Thomas with the rebound. Here comes Kyle Adnam. Vidanovic did such a good job there, sealing off the defender, but they cannot capitalize again.
It was nice body control by Kyle Adnam, getting up and under. Going with that little spin off the glass. Couldn't quite find the English, but see how he got Ruben Tarangi's feet twisted up. Good angle, and Vidanovic, good work on the glass. But the ball will stay once again with the Tuatara, as Rob Lowe's had the benefit of the doubt on the last couple of whistles on that baseline.
Cruz Pero hunted the game. Number 5 for the Tuatara. Here comes Weeks. Using the high on ball and just downhill. Very few are quicker than Jared Weeks.
Kyle Adnam got caught up on that screen as we see Joe Lawson get the foul on Tom Vidanovic. Once Jared Weeks had Adnam on his hip, he was gonzo.
Kyle Adnam sits. Towie Smith-Miller is going to come back into the game here.
Which tells me it was just hit in his eye and not a concussion or the like symptoms. You see a big red spot on his cheek there, so.
I think he's had a bit of ice on it as well. But that is a good sign that he is back in the game. Zali Arthur, who has been sensational the last few weeks for the Saints, knocks down that long two.
Yeah, it took him a bit of time to get his body back where it needed to be. He had an extended break after the Breakers season due to getting his body right. Had some injuries late in the year, but go back and forth with the Saints. Never really found that rhythm until, as you say, Moles, the last couple of weeks he has gotten his eye in and looking much better defensively as well.
Joe Hunt giving it to Weeks. Inside to Joe Lawson. Oh, Elijah Thomas with the rejection.
Oh, got some elevation on that block. As Isaiah Liafa is locked up with Lawson inside, who he knows he's got the mismatch he's going up with, and Thomas with the left hand. Get that shot out of here. Did he leave any air in the basketball? Pounded that. Looked like a volleyball spike.
Pero Hunt for 3. Too long. Smith-Milner with the rebound. It's good news for Elijah Thomas. Coming up on 3 minutes played in this game, no fouls. Mucius, corner 3 is missed. Lawson with the rebound.
Nice rebound by Lawson in traffic. Multiple white jerseys around him, and he's able to secure. What a steal by Thomas.
Here he comes, the big man, putting it down.
He is athletic. I mean, he's got a big body. He's obviously very wide. Look at those shoulders. They go about 1 meter across, but he's got athleticism as well.
Joe Lawson just, I think he thought he was a defensive lineman, maybe an offensive lineman actually, clearing space, but just plowed into the defender and is called for the foul, and he's already picked up 2 quick ones, and he'll have to take a seat.
Yeah. As we see Nick Barrow checking into the game.
Who loves setting screens, FYI.
He does a great job as a screen setter in the space either. Going to be interesting his matchup against Thomas. That's going to be a lot of physicality there.
Vidanovic. And then Cruz Pero Hunt, I believe, just grabbed Vidanovic as he went down.
He was just along for the ride. Those last 3 or 4 steps there. As Tommy V was taking him right to the cup with some purpose. Nice little crossover there. Just went for the grab after he went down. Good whistle. 2 shots. Foul called apparently on shooting because we're still not in the bonus. So nice little bonus there for Tommy V.
I tell you what, atmosphere is severely lacking at Pullman Arena for the Tuatara being a home game. I feel like I have to talk quietly with my noise-cancelling headphones on. It is not happening at the moment. Oh, there we go, signs of life.
Well, everybody loves a couple of missed free throws. And it's interesting. You know, you mentioned earlier that the Saints actually have more familiarity with this building this season than do the Tuatara, having played the Franklin Bulls earlier this year. Not a great memory, seeing that they got smacked a little around a little bit in that game, but they understand the court. They understand there is a little bit of a lack of feeling in this building.
Elijah Thomas just absolutely steamrolled Jared Weeks into next week.
Yeah, it's just sometimes weight class wins the battle. And he just mistimed that jump by about 6 inches. And 6 inches, that's a lot when you're about 120 kg.
Weeks took it. McIntosh out there. His starting point guard takes a seat. Glidden to Tarangi. Ruben Tarangi, the former Saint. Gives it to Barrow, 3 Saints. Oh, went past him, and he went underneath and up and in.
Nick Barrow's got the severe eyebrows. He lets him go up, and all 3 Saints jump up above him, leaving him the space for that reverse.
Mucius, athlete, down to Elijah Taylor. Strength into Barrow. And then the offensive foul. He dropped the shoulder. And Elijah Thomas can't quite believe it.
Well, Nick Barrow in good defensive position. And you see him drop, look at him drop that shoulder there and extend that arm just a bit. And it's that extension of the arm. Nick Barrow does a good job of just concaving that chest as it comes through as Elijah Thomas picks up his 2nd personal foul, but still has almost as many minutes as he did in his first game in the building.
Well, he's still a minute and a half away from making.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying that he could pick up 3 quick ones.
Why do you gotta bring it be like that, Mose? Troy McLean asking for the flop. Didn't look too floppy.
And Barrow wore it. Pero Hunt gives it to Barrow. Barrow up and in. Barrow giving them some quality minutes with Joe Lawson in foul trouble.
Look, he's a quality player. Nothing flashy, but he's going to get the job done no matter who he's playing against.
And then he's picking up the foul there as the handle was lost.
I think that was on Cruz Pero Hunt from behind before the contact with Nick Barrow, and that's how it's called. So that'll be, are they sending, no, that's the ball on the baseline now.
Bogdanovic lets it fly.
Early substitution for Kafaru Hippolyte, who has gotten limited minutes this season, but he was entrusted early in this one.
Also, King Tuffin in the game for the Saints. Glidden with the ball. Tarangi pulls up in transition. Glidden with the rebound.
Just footwork to keep his balance and his dribble alive.
Ruben Tarangi fouled by Bogdanovic.
Just change of direction on the dribble there. It looked like he was going to his right hand, and he was able to switch that quickly, come back to his left, and just caught Tom Bogdanovic out of position there. So he will head to the TAB for 2 attempts here.
So Thomas is back in for Bogdanovic. And for Chris McIntosh, Charlie Dalton back in for the Tuatara. Final 6 coming up this week, starts Thursday night. 2 games. And then we're into it. Semi-finals Friday and Saturday night with the final around the same time as tonight's broadcast. And as we've seen last season, you don't need to be the top 2 teams to make the final.
No, it was the 5 seed and the 3 seed made it a season ago. The Nuggets and the Tuatara meeting in that. And 10 teams on the screen there. Well, we've been cut down to 6 for the final 6. It's going to be an interesting week of basketball. I got to say, all 6 of those teams capable of putting together a run and being the ones hoisting the trophy at the end of it.
Thomas. A little bit softer as Barrow barrels into Elijah Thomas and picks up the foul.
I appreciate Nick Barrow and Elijah Thomas just trucking each other and then looking in confusion at the officials after the whistle's blown. Like, what did I do? A good initial defense by Barrow. Lots of contact between these three, but he pushes through. Yeah, Thomas just caught out of position. I can see why Barrow's a little confused by the call, given the physicality that's been of note in that matchup already.
Elijah Thomas now at the line. Elijah Thomas answering the call, jettisoned Marlon Taylor, and just needed a little bit more size, did the Saints. And he's been nice for them. It just takes a while for import bigs, doesn't it, Casey? You can speak from experience.
It does. It's a little bit harder to fit your way into a team mid-season when you don't have the ball in your hand. You're depending on other guys to give it to you. You have to learn how to play off those guys. And he's a professional. He understood it was going to take some time for him to fit in, as Charlie Dalton can't handle that pass and it goes out of bounds back to the Saints. But as this season goes along, you can see that he's given them another true center. You know, even Tohi Smith-Milner plays more like a power forward despite his great size, and all their bigs are more of that 4 spot. So he's a player who can really bang with guys like Rob Williams.
And you've got a foul. Kyle Adnam hit as he went to the cup. See Adnam here on the drive. And picked up by Jared Weeks.
He's just able to have such patience with those big steps at the end. He's going with such speed, but able to take as much time as he needs to get back to the cup, find that contact, which he does such an impressive job on with regularity.
Rangamiri Dugomita in the game, number 12 for the Saints.
He's been a dead-eye shooter for the Saints all season long.
This is the second one, does Kyle Adnam. 47% from downtown, Dugomita. Here's Tarangi, lost the handle.
Second steal of the game for Elijah Thomas.
Tuffins, 3 is in and out from the corner. Tarangi. Glidden gets the defender up in the air. He can't capitalise. A nice head fake. Oh, that is a tough fall.
Foul on Thomas.
That is Elijah Thomas, who just stays down.
Stay down with disappointment.
That is number 3 on him.
A little bit hard done by there.
That's 3 fouls in 5 minutes, Casey. He'll take a seat.
I guarantee he's not going to get 2 more in 36 seconds. I guarantee it. Promise. Why are you giving me that look, Moles?
I've seen stranger things happen.
But I've guaranteed it.
Well, if you've guaranteed it, it can't happen. Dalton. Back to Charlie Dalton. Hippolyte all over him. Charlie Dalton. Hero Hunt, nice rebound. Fade away, but it's Jared Weeks underneath. Very good rebounder for a guard. Bogdanovic shows hard, and then he picks up the foul. Weeks felt all of the contact.
Already the 5th offensive rebound for the Tuatara. 5 different players corralling one so far, so a group effort to get on the glass. They've missed 9 shots, 5 of those back, better than 50% on the offensive rebounding percentage right now. That is just not good enough for the Saints. You talked about them wanting to get their systems right, ring things up, and right now it's just a lack of focus on the little things that is allowing the Tuatara to stay close in this ballgame.
A minute 56 to go in this first quarter. Neither of these two teams setting the scoreboard alight. 14 apiece. These two teams average, I mean, the overs here would be set at probably 191.
It was a bit higher. I think it was like 194.5 today.
Yeah, these two teams do get it up and over.
Well, they're the two most efficient offensives in the competition this season. You know, I think 117 and right around 116 in terms of offensive rating. So you certainly expected there to be a lot of points on the board, but you also have to think these teams may be meeting each other pretty soon. And because of that, they got to keep a couple card or two still up the sleeve in case that does eventuate.
Dougal Meter in the corner, under 5 to shoot. Puts the 3 up, air ball, low has it.
This defense by Glidden being really annoying there. He forces the turnover.
Dougal Meter, good hustle in the backcourt.
Missed the shot, but didn't let his defense get affected by that. He's right back into the play. Just a nice opportunistic play there. He's chasing back to get behind Glidden, sees the ball come in and says, why not take a swipe at it? Forces the turnover. Keeps possession to the Saints with 1:29 left in the quarter.
Mucius back in the game.
Nice hand, Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe with the steal. Low on the open floor, Saints get back.
Those hands are just so quick for a player his size.
Glidden the long 2. Dougal Meter with the rebound. Tuatara's offense challenged by the Saints defense. At the moment, nothing really is flowing at the moment. And the Saints are prepared to bang it inside. And as I say that, Smith-Milner with a contested 3. Charlie Dalton has the ball. 2 players back with Rob Lowe.
Charlie Dalton even looked at him on that drive, had an opportunity for the lane.
Plenty of time still. 8 to shoot for Lowe as he goes over. Tully Smith-Milner is called for the offensive foul.
Tully Smith-Milner gets himself in a good position, sliding over. And Rob Lowe trying to get a little extra space. Drop his shoulder right into it. Could in decent position. Had Rob Lowe been able to just avoid that contact a little bit more, it would have been tough to see, but just his first personal foul of the quarter and the game. 7 fouls on the Tuatara now in this opening quarter, 5 for the Saints. 3 of those, of course, by Elijah Thomas and 2 by Tom Vodanovic.
Short on the front line, no Dane. Lost the handle that Adnam, felt like he was fouled by Weeks, and we've got Kyle Adnam saying, look, I got scraped on the arm, and it's a technical foul on the Australian point guard.
Well, it did look like there was a bit of contact on the play, but he created a lot of that going into Weeks, so on the weak side, from that angle, looks pretty clean. And I think a little unfortunate for the Tuatara. Well, when you're calling that technical on a player who's behind the play, you can keep that into your pocket until the play's over and then save it for once things finish. And I would have liked to have seen that. He said what he said, call the T on him, but let the Tuatara have a chance at that fast break opportunity first. Unfortunately, that gets taken away from them. They missed the free throw, but will retain possession here with 21 seconds left on the clock, shot clock.
Tuatara shot 5 free throws. The Saints shot 6 from the TAB, but it does feel like there's been a lot more than just combined 11. Weeks looking at the referee. Adnam's talking to him. These two know each other very well from all sorts of levels of Australian basketball. We've got a foul underneath.
It's Kyle Adnam boxing, attempting to box out Nick Barrow, just really dropping all of his body weight in there.
I can't see the fucking foul. Who was that? Who was that on?
He watched Kyle Adnam there just driving
On the ground.
Nick
I
Barrow.
can't even see the bonus fouls.
Aaron Young asking questions. The scoreboard in a difficult position for the coaches to see here, as you see him mentioning. You can't see the bonus fouls on that screen. So going to be a few questions as they get used to this new setup.
Liafa in the game with the ball. Shot clock is off. 8 to shoot for the Saints in this quarter. Finding Tuffin to Dougal Meter, puts it up. And that pretty much just sums up the first quarter of basketball at Pullman Arena. Bit of an arm wrestle, just combined 30 points in it. 16-14, the Tuatara have a 2-point lead. We'll be back after the break.
Into the courts, center courts, and up this end is William. Are you guys ready? We're going to count you down. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Right, straight away. William, now let's go to Leo. They grab the big ring. On time. Let's see what we can produce here. Got 30 odd seconds to grab as many as you can. Oh, good shot there. That one's looking right. And 10 to each so far. These are friends and father of Wellington for the Tuatara. They didn't really have one to short that come down the motorway today to support their boys. Let's have a look what Willie can jump down. He's another one. We're running out of cells here. Another one to grab. Let's see what Leo can do in the matchup. Nice lay in. Oh, just off the glass this one. Not quite there, that's it. Leo can do it, and William as well grabs another. He's got 5, I believe now, if not 6. Have to keep count. You guys have got 10.
Welcome back to Pullman Arena, the Tuatara, the home team, in a second venue for them. Hosting the Saints here. They have a 2-point lead over the visitors. Saints win this game. They'll stay in their 5th position in that top 6. The final 6 starts Thursday night. And for the Tuatara, it's all about taking care of business. Troy McLean, head coach of the Saints, joins us. And Troy, what did you like? What didn't you like about that first quarter?
Not too great with our reactions to referee calls, but I guess they could be better in terms of the referee. But defensively, I thought we were great, holding them to 16 points. Really good job defensively. So that's the work on we've been doing all week, and we've come out and done that.
Stay away from the ref comments during these interviews. I don't want you to get into trouble here with us, Troy. But what as a coach, you know, you're playing for a 5th or 6th seed, but what are you really trying to get out of this game coming into the final 6? You've been up and down a little bit in performance in the last few weeks, so what's the most important thing to get out of this last hit out of the regular season?
Well, just to your point around the referees, it's been difficult. You know, we're just after some consistency, and I get it. Nobody really wants to be a referee these days, and I get it, it's a difficult job, but we need to be better, just like we're asking our players and our coaches and everything to be better around the league. We need to be better in terms of our officiating. In terms of what we want to try and achieve going into the finals week, defense. We've been really focused on making sure that we've got getting our coverages right, making sure that we're doing a good job with pressuring the ball. So, yeah, I think we've done a good job with that so far tonight.
Appreciate your time, Coach, as always.
Thank you.
And the honesty. Hopefully not too much for your sake.
Mucius gets the bucket there. Now they have the turnover. Tuffin, great defense. And then Tuffin just tackles Pero Hunt. And then, I don't know, case in point, Casey Frank?
Yeah, he tried to get away with it, tried to make it look like it was just a body. Well, he knew he was out of position, so he wanted the foul. He was trying to get a good one, but just put a little bit too much in it. I think he's maybe just setting himself up for the PBA. He's off to the Philippines after this and is going to make himself eligible for that draft. That is known as a physical league as well, but you got to be able to make a play for a ball. No play for a ball there.
A scrape all of his arm.
And so Troy McLean now having a conversation with lead referee Ryan Jones as free throw made by Pero Hunt. So 2 shots in ball for the Tuatara. This will be Cam Glidden to get us back underway.
I appreciate what Ryan Jones is doing there. You know, you got to be willing to have a conversation with coaches, with the league players, when they're trying to speak to you respectfully about what's going on. Certainly, there's no room for that level of disrespect between anyone involved in the game and the officials. But also, I've always thought there has to be room for some kind of conversation about whatever else is going on.
And for some reason, the shot clock went off, but I'm pretty sure that ball hit the rim.
Yeah, it did hit the rim. But it looked like it was going to be Saints' ball. It was in the hands of Isaiah Mucius anyway, so
the Saints will have it. The Eventful start to the second quarter. Mucius looking for the handoff. That's Tuffin. The Arthur has it. Looking for a cutter. Switch back over Rob Lowe. Tuffin has the offensive board and fires it to Pero Hunt. Here come the Tuatara. Mucius all over Jared Weeks there and fouls it.
Unfortunate for Mucius there because a nice read, but didn't get it quite cleanly, and then the body contact with that loose ball just a bit excessive to not get the whistle. But to me, that's a free ball that they're both playing at. Mucius, it's no longer possessed by the Tuatara. That's a loose ball that both players are going for. Mucius has just as much right to it then at that point as Jared Weeks did, but the call goes against him.
Stolen by the Saints.
Nice help side from Dulumita again, just sagging in and closing that gap up, so there's no drive for Tarangi.
Dulumita as Mucius drives on the baseline, tiptoeing, finds the sharpshooter in the corner. Low with the seal, the catch. And he's fouled underneath.
Excellent recognition from Rob Lowe, who ran the lane so nicely there. Charlie Dalton sells the push in the back as Mucius is not having as much fun with it as the Tuatara boys are. Nice run from Rob Lowe, sets himself up underneath the rim where he knows he's got the size advantage on all those wings and guards that were down there. Takes the contact and a chance to take the lead from the TAB here.
Rob Lowe at the line. Quiet game for Rob Lowe by his lofty standards. And just the 1 point for Lowe. 2 rebounds. Dougal Meta, same corner, misses that.
And to your point about Rob Lowe, this is coming off a 13-point performance against the Hawks, and maybe his least impactful game of the season up to that point. So maybe some small questions for Rob Lowe and his performance, but maybe not, because he might hit that.
He knocks it down. Was he looking at you? Was he looking back at us?
You can just feel when we're talking about him.
It's pretty quiet in here. Maybe he heard us. Great shot, Rob. Towie Smith-Milner with the finish on the nice cut.
Kyle Adams' penetration, creating that opportunity. The nice find on the cut from Towie Smith-Milner. Doesn't settle, doesn't wait outside for it, but instead cuts to the rim to make himself available.
Pero Hunt, the pull-up. Smith-Milner with the board. The Arthur. 3 Phoenix players on the floor. Southeast Melbourne players as Mucius misses that. Tarangi Adnam and the Arthur. Past and present.
Saints get a lot more success when they're driving at the basket, settling for that jump shot a bit too often.
Speaking of which, Tarangi drives. Dougal Meta gets him. And Tarangi asks for the unsportsmanlike.
Well, that was very hopeful. But what he did there is recognize where Dougal Meta's body was. He's out of position, so he knows he's going to come in and hop that hack. So he just searches out that contact, make sure he gets it. Nice foul by Dougal Meta because he doesn't give him the opportunity to get it up, but still 2 from the TAB. And if you join the TAB, deposit $10, you get a free $50 bet. T's and C's apply. Bet responsibly. But that offer on right now.
Disgusting free throw shooting stats right now. Both teams shooting 50% from the TAB line, Casey.
This is not what you signed up for.
7 for 13 now. And that's the Tuatara. Already 13 foul shots. The roll is nice from Radanovic, who wanted the hack. As he got into a shooting motion, Saints extend their defense. Just 3 of 6 from the line for the visitors. Lawson back in the game. Gives it to Pero Hunt. Kicks it out. Weeks for 3. Knocks that down.
Well, good penetration there by Pero Hunt off the kick, drawing defenders in and then finding Weeks, who does the rest from deep.
Liafa. He's ripping the net on that one.
He's been looking good, especially from that spot on the left wing. I think that might be his favorite spot on the court these last couple of games.
Poked away, but regathered. Now this pace is picked up in the game.
Left on the reverse, showing off this ambidextrous skill set that he possesses.
Danovic, Musius in the corner. Good defense from Charlie Dalton.
Charlie Dalton. As he matures as a player, he's going to develop into a guy who's got the ability to guard on the interior and the perimeter. We saw a little hint of it there. You know, he plays a lot of power forward for this Tuatara squad, but able to move his feet to stay with the veteran Musius in that position.
Danovic gets Lawson by it. And now it's Dalton on the floor. Gives it to Glidden, who fires it to Tarangi. And then Glidden kicking it to Adnam.
Oh, and Weeks needed to get to that corner there. If he had, Adnam wouldn't be able to jump that lane.
Adnam with the right hand, can't get the finish.
Oh, just enough defense by Weeks there.
Tarangi. Glidden pokes it to Dalton. Tarangi in the corner. Danovic with the rebound.
Well, on a bucket, that would have been a timeout for the Saints, but Troy McLean will see how it's going now.
Liafa dropping it off for Musius. Musius can't get the roll. And then now we've got a timeout on Troy McLean. Excuse me, a technical.
Not sure what he said there, but Isaiah Musius felt a lot of contact on that initial miss. It looked like it was worthy of a whistle from the angle that Troy McLean and myself were sitting at. We'll see this catch. He goes, to me, Glidden's not straight up in there. He's right underneath the basket. Cam Glidden, he was already complaining about the foul, but instead it's a technical on Troy McLean. One free throw and the basketball for the Tuatara.
Another conversation between McLean and Ryan Jones, who did not make the technical call. And savvy assistant coach move from Miles Pearce just to get up and talk to Ryan Jones before Troy McLean got another technical foul. He was talking to another referee, but we've got a timeout to the Tuatara. Things heating up here in the first half. We've already seen Dan Sokolowski last round be ejected. Earlier in this round.
Yeah, well, no playoff lives on the line, but tell you what, if it's worth playing, it's worth winning. These guys, maybe they're coming in, they're like, oh, you know, there's not a lot in this game. It's not super meaningful. It's always meaningful when you're playing. So you like to see the emotions start to rise up as these both these teams just get a little bit involved as this game goes forward. There's nothing wrong with that. Love the competition.
My bad too. Hey, I like getting the ball in quickly. So closest, get it out, get it in, and let's go. All right?
Hey, we're right here. We're giving up 4 fucking tags. We're right in the game. Our pace is good. Defense is okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Keep building.
Here we go.
Defense on 3, 1, 2, route.
Defense.
Get your Nona Pizza or 5 Boroughs Pizza for $25. Valid until Wednesday. You've got to order online with the code BLOCK. It's pick-up only, but get that down here.
Okay.
Do it.
I will.
Casey?
I will.
Do it. Do it. Great value. That is unbelievably good value.
That is that Sal's NBL deal. You can't miss it. That is the deal of the week.
Shout out to Sal's extending their partnership with the NBL for another 6 years as well.
Nothing goes together like pizza and hoops.
Really angling for free pizza here.
Except maybe pizza and beer. Those might go together better than pizza and hoops.
Awesome. In the back down to Danovic. The after came across and then gets an arm of Joe Lawson. So more free throws coming.
Good strong move by Lawson in the post. Bogdanovic really stout defensively, going up, especially against the second bump into the chest there, giving absolutely nothing but the shot fake, the good footwork, and Isaiah Oho can't help but get his hand caught in that cookie jar. As the Tuatara look to build this lead and what can become a very quiet gym when they're shooting free throws.
Joe Lawson, 30-year-old, Uruguay, Finland, Mexico, and Germany. Leagues he's played around the world. Tuatara with his 4-point lead. Only Jared Weeks near double digits as Adnam's hit Lawson now. That's foul number 3 on him.
So the determined driving and penetration of Kyle Adnam eventually providing some dividends. That's the 8th foul on the Tuatara. 14 on the Wellington Saints, so 22 fouls already in this game. Both teams need to adjust to the way the whistle's being blown and find a way to play without those hands defensively. Got to play with your chest. Less hands, more body.
Adnam makes the second. 30-28 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. That is not the scoreline we expected from these two offensive-minded teams. Lawson can't get the roll.
Now, these hard rims, not a lot of give. Lawson looked like that shot was going to go, but just a tough bounce off it.
Danovich tucked away by Glidden. Now there's 10 seconds. Liafa with the step back. Knocks it down. Jose Liafa with the 3.
Yeah, lovely footwork there, creating a lot of space. Lawson has to be aware of his penetrating ability because of the speed, but the jumpers would did him in.
Rob Lowe ready to check in. Glidden misses everything. Lawson cleans it up. He goes up to the left. He was hit. I think Danovich got him on the arm. That might be the call here.
I think it was on the shot, not on the rebound. Yeah, it was on the shot, so a bit of a late whistle. I think maybe seeing if that was going to go in or not, and when it doesn't, he goes in and take another look at the step back. Look at the space that he creates with that one. Really well done. There's opportunity created there.
3 fouls on Tom Vodanovich. He walks to the Saints bench. Lawson at the line. Maybe at halftime we'll do a supercut of free throws.
that would be entertaining. It'll be on the Sal's weekly highlight show.
We've had 25 so far. This will be number 26 in the half.
But the good news is they haven't made them all. The Auckland Tuatara just 11 for 18 at 61%, better than the 50% you were so upset with earlier.
Rob Lowe with the steal and the left hand.
That is a
Troy McLean wants timeout, and that is impressive play. Rob Lowe averages 4 stocks a game, combination of steals and blocks, and he is arguably the league MVP, which will be announced this week.
You just don't expect a man of his size to have that ability. And then the body control on the break. Just knowing that Lucius doesn't have the mass to knock him off his line, gets right in there for the layup, the easy finish on the left. After the unbelievably quick hands were on display before that. His 3rd steal.
Put you at the 5. All right, so you're the one that's gonna the 4. Yeah, I got Lucius guarding me. That's what I mean. I want to look for it high low.
So whoever the smaller guy's got goes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, run that once and then run shakes 1. Shakes 1 next time. First one, second one, come off it. Robbie's going down. Robbie's setting the first screen. You're popping, and we're looking high low.
Tuatara with this 3-point lead hasn't been much more than 4 for the Tuatara. The Saints, their biggest lead was 3. It has been an arm wrestle in this first half, 3:25 to go.
Well, tough to create some space on the offensive end when the teams are shooting 34% and 38% respectively. 33% from 3 for the Tuatara, 27% for the Saints. And those free throw percentages also low, 61 and 63. So the efficiency not where we expect it to be, although the pace is quickening.
Smith-Milner fouled. And then the ironic clap as well.
Rob Lowe putting his hand up to try and ensure Joe Lawson doesn't get foul number 4. The second personal on Rob Lowe. With all these whistles in the first half, a bit of foul trouble. 2 on Rob Lowe and Nick Barrow, 3 on Joe Lawson for the Tuatara. And then for the Saints, 2 on Mucius, 3 on Elijah Thomas, 2 on Kyle Adnam, and 3 on Tom Bogdanovich.
Tohe gets the roll. 34-33. Lawson, set shot. Front of the rim. Nice work from Smith-Milner on the glass there. Here comes Liafa. Saints can take the lead here. Lost the handle. Lawson all over him.
Great activity, Joe Lawson.
Really good. Tuffin gets it back to Liafa. 5 to shoot. Too strong. Jared Weeks with another rebound.
Love that hustle from Joe Lawson defensively. He got outmatched the first time he was matched off on Liafa and did a much better job moving the feet that time around.
Good ball movement by the Tuatara. Goes back to Weeks. Adnam all over him. Dropping it off, and Adnam's there on the recovery.
I stayed with the play. Nice job of sticking in it.
Rob Lowe, the defense. Mucius gets it back somehow. Does he? Bodies on the floor, 4 of them in fact. Mucius dives for it. Tarangi has it.
Mucius on the floor twice. Slow to get back. 5-on-4 break leads to the triple.
Somehow the shot clock was not restarted. And so it could have been an 8-second call, but there was no possession.
Well, it's getting scrappy. If not the cleanest basketball, it's certainly heartfelt.
Again, more bodies down. 4 of them again. We've got a whistle. Joe Lawson is down. What's the call here?
I think there's no call.
Is there no call?
I think it's just a bucket.
Is it just a bucket?
Watch this when he goes up with it. I'm not sure who hits. This is the
There's a tackle.
That was the previous play that ended up.
And then look at that. Like, that looks like the box in the All Blacks last night. We've got a timeout. We're going to regather our thoughts. 36-35. Let's dip into the Wellington Saints timeout here and see what Troy McLean has to say to his team.
Continue the battle. Right. Continue the battle. Hey, make sure we get organized. Second side is good for us, but back to the middle is good. Trying our bigs, try and get right to the middle for the flash. All right, accelerate around that block area and try and get closer to the middle so we've got more space to roll. Again, kick outs is a priority if you see chest or if you see early help. All right, continue to attack the hoop. Okay, defensively, we're doing good. All right, we're doing good. Way to get on the glass. Doing a great job. Here we go.
36-35. Get your medium quips and tepid takes. Cokeheads on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. And it's been really good the last couple of weeks, Casey.
It's been pretty high quality. Wasn't as much tension in the air between the other 2 members of the panel. Don't know what changed. What could it have been? What could it have been? Anyway. Well, 141, I think both teams trying to find a little bit of rhythm in this last wee bit. 3 to 4 possessions left in the half, most likely. So who's going to be able to take advantage and close it out?
Well, Jared Weeks is.
Love that pace. I mean, like, he is just shot out of a catapult when he initiates those breaks and gets that ball on the run.
catch for Smith-Milner. He wants to repost the guard in Weeks. Smith-Milner slapped. Almost tweaked an ankle as well, but Smith-Milner will go to the line to shoot two.
That's a clinic by Tony Smith-Milner on how to get position without fouling. He's got the smaller player on him, and he just used his chest to get through in that spot, brings it low with his strength. He just knows he's got to get to his spot. Joe Lawson can't keep his hand out, so picks up. Actually, I don't think, was that foul on Joe Lawson? I don't think it was. Might have been on Jared Weeks. I think pretty fortunate for Joe Lawson there. Otherwise, would have been the fourth on Lawson. Instead, Jared Weeks picks up his first.
Minute 16 to go in this first half. There's been an arm wrestle. 38-37. And then we've got a foul.
That's going to be Kyle Adams.
No, that's Isaiah Musius.
Oh.
On the screen there. It has been a point of emphasis all season long, the screens.
Isaiah Musius' third foul now to join Thomas Vodanovic on three. For the Saints.
Fado Hippolyte into the game for Musius.
Has done a nice job of continually finding that contact, keep the fouls coming over, get into the bonus early. His 7th point of the game, make it 8 if he hits that, but he does not. Lawson, right place, right time, cleaning up the mess. Up to 5 points and 4 rebounds now.
That last Tuatara foul was on Cruz Pero Hunt until Smith not a move, but then we've got a turnover here. Saints just are struggling to string things together.
Well, both teams not finding that level of consistency, and stringing it together is exactly what they're unable to do. We're not seeing 3-4 offensive possessions in a row executed to the level we would expect.
Hippolyte cops one on the chin from Ruben Tarangi and is called for the foul.
I mean, felt like Ruben Tarangi created most of that contact. Let's take another look at it here. His body's out of position. He does wear it on the chin eventually, but it was in the initial closing of the gap there by Hippolyte that gets the whistle, not that secondary action of Tarangi trying to get the shot up.
Makes the second. Tuatara lead is 6. Here goes Liafa and 1.
A strong move, just displaying the kind of power he's able to play with. Charlie Dalton, a younger player, but has some good strength, trying to stay in front of him. And not a ton of contact, but a bit too much. What has been a whistle-filled first half. The 28th foul.
The 35th foul shot from the TAB in this game. Liafa makes the 3-point play conversion. And we've got a Sky City player timeout called.
Well, that's interesting. So that's going to give them the 2-for-1. So they're going to take it up into the half court. The shot clock will be at 14.
So you can take it from the half court, but the shot clock shortens, obviously. We can go full court. But yeah, 2-for-1, great call.
So we're taking it here so that they can get that quick possession. 14 seconds on the clock. Look for a quick one, and then hopefully for the Tuatara, if they run it correctly, they'll have about a 6 or 7 second differential when they get it back. If not, just a good chance to talk about what you're doing and how you want to execute this possession. And, you know, closing quarters is winning time. It's so important to close quarters well. That is certainly when games are won or lost.
Oh, that's a nice play. And that's unfortunate because it just hit the side of the backboard.
Well, they do get that 2-for-1 action regardless. There's Ruben Tarangi trying to be physical with Adnam.
Adnam, how's that? Shut down that move. And now the shot clock is off for the Tuatara.
Hippolyte being a bit aggressive. He's going to get to whistle if he's not careful here.
Still plenty of time. Joe Lawson, the footwork. Lawson with the nice running hook shot. And then it's Liapa from midcourt. And we are done here at Pullman Arena for the first half. 45-40, the Tuatara and the Saints doing battle. Half-time right here. And we're waiting to have interviews with Casey Frank and Ruben Tarangi. It has been tight through this first half, and Casey is with Ruben.
Well, Ruben, a bit of a tough game to find a rhythm there. A lot of fouls. How are you finding the choppiness?
Yeah, it's slow-paced. We like to get up and down, and we're trying to work on a few things, but yeah, you got to make do with what you get.
Happy defensively. What can you do offensively to find a little bit more rhythm in the half court?
We need to move the ball, make the right plays, find the open guy, but just feed it in the post. We're getting a good look.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half. And now I've got Isaiah Liafa coming in, and a lot of contact in that first half. A little bit difficult for the guards, especially to find rhythm with all those whistles being blown. How did you find it?
I think we just got to play through. You know, obviously the refs are going to make calls. We just got to adjust to them because they're not going to start making the calls. So if we keep arguing, it's not going to change anything. So we just keep playing through it.
What can you guys do defensively to move things around a little bit more? You've seen a little lack of success in transition at times. How can you pick up that area?
I think if we just keep moving the ball and getting stops, you know, every time they get in transition, it's hard for us to, you know, guard and be in our position that we want to be. So just make sure we get stops in defensive end and being able to run and move the ball down the other end.
Appreciate the time. Good luck in the second half.
We'll take a break. It's 45-40 halftime at Pullman Arena.
Starting tonight, we've got Quentin Lyle. Let's bring him out. Michael Ponga. Lydia Montes. Luca Vato. Isaiah De Silva. Buda Aziz. And Dayton Martin. And their opponents tonight, let's hear it for the Bears, Braden Latrobe. We've got Casey Smith. Sebastian Alico, Athena Parsons, Miller Gordon, and Cooper Gordon. All right, playing from left to right, right to left, depending on where you are. We've got the red team, which is the Raptors from Roseville and the Pallacanestro Bear Sports taking them on. Our referee for the halftime performance is Brianne Stewart. Right, 3 minutes of action. Game on, let's go. Downtown. Interceptors. Here comes the Bears. A try running on the board. Let's see if we can get a couple more points. Nice steal.
A look inside the Tuatara changing rooms at Pullman Arena here. They have a 5-point lead over the Saints. It has been tough going offensively for both these teams, but the break is more than welcome by both of them. And Casey Frank, look at some of the stats. Our official stats partner with the Sal's NBL is the TAB. And it's not pretty reading offensively.
I mean, I don't think that's how you use the bottle, but she's probably watching these guys and thinking that's not how you score either. Watching this first half. And it's been a physical game. Isaiah Liafa, leading scorer for the Saints, was able to find a bit of space at times from beyond the arc. Did a nice job of creating some space with that backstep here. And one of the more efficient players out there on the court right now with 57%. His aggression is going to be needed for the Saints to continue ticking over the scoreboard. On the other side, there was a lot of Ruben Tarengi and the Tuatara leading the way. It was a more balanced score sheet as they take in the 5-point lead at halftime, led by this man, Ruben Tarengi, who was able to find 9 points, mostly from the free throw line where he was 5 for 8. But at times his aggression with the penetration created opportunities for himself and his teammates, including that nice little setup for Nick Barrow. But on the whole, this has been a grind of a game, and this is what you can expect coming into finals basketball. The defense is going to lift, the execution is going to drop, and you can see that in those efficiency numbers. Both teams shooting under 40% and under 27% from the three-point line. The free throw's not bad for the Saints. That's essentially what's keeping them in this ball game. But look at those rebound numbers. That's where the Tuatara are finding some real advantages, especially on the offensive glass. And if the Saints can't leap their hands from going in and getting those fouls, they're going to be in severe trouble now. Already 6 more fouls than the Tuatara in that first half.
The Saints win this game, they'll stay in that 5th spot in the final 6. The Tuatara, it doesn't really matter what happens here for them. They just want to get some rhythm going, especially when they don't have Rob Lowe going at full clip at the moment, just saving us up just 13 points, as you mentioned, in the loss last round. But for the Tuatara and their fans who've made the trip to Pullman Arena or have come from the region around, then it's been tough watch for them. Second half coming up after the break here at Pullman Arena.
Reminder that if an opposition player misses 2 free throws, that did happen early doors in this match, will score either a free cheese or pepperoni slice via Sal's online code, which we can now reveal is Wellington. That is the code, guys, so you've got 24 hours to use it. You might want to do it on the way home. We've got one here. It's tucking in. So once again, if you go online and order a pizza, you'll score either a free cheese or pepperoni of your choice using the code online, which is Wellington. Big thank you also to the following Tuatara partners around the season: Nikita, Harcourts, Cooper & Co., Aspen Holiday Parks, Boyd, Billy Region and Hoops, Physio by Design, Hands-On Rehab, Wild Park College of Natural Therapies, Go Media, Mayfield Schoolhouse, Southern Maine Donuts, There's a Better Way, and Life Changer.
Welcome back to Pullman Arena. Tuatara 45, the Saints 40. These two teams averaged well in the 90s. And defense, though, will be a premium, as Casey said before the break, for the final 6. Get your tickets there with the QR code. The Trust Arena, Tamaki Makaurau, starts Thursday night. The number 6 team will play the number 3 team. Will that number 6 team be the Saints team? If they lose to the Tuatara, they will be in the 6th spot. They lose that spot to the Hawke's Bay Hawks, who got the job done last night, and none of that ladders and points differential come into effect, and that's how they will be in that 6th spot.
What a performance by Jordan Ngatai last night. 47 points in the do-or-die game.
47 points, and it wasn't like it was well paced. It came in spurts and bunches.
From start to finish, he was just ticking that scoreboard over. Fantastic performance when his team needed it most. And, you know, a tip of the cap to the Hawks, losing their first 6 games at home, looked done and dusted for the finals, but found a way to win 3 on the trot and sneak in that back door, maybe all the way up to a 5 seed, depending on today's result. And all that Sal's action at the end of the season, the NBL season, has me thirsty for the start of the He started last Thursday. Was that the 12th, or maybe last Wednesday? That's the 12th, but it's in full effect now. The first round completed earlier today, as we saw the Phi taking home their first victory of the season against the Buckeye.
Tony Johnson, commentator, icon, making his way to courtside seat with what looks like a fantastic looking pie.
Are there bad pies? Yeah, there are bad pies. I can't believe I said that. Just a miscommunication there, Isaiah. Liafa expecting Tomodanovic to cut to the basket. He's going to the corner, spacing for the triple. And a turnover ensues. 12th of the ball game. Both teams just unable to play with that level of efficiency we're used to seeing.
Eustace gets a hand on it. Now he's in the open floor. He loses the dribble. And it's going to be staying with the Saints after Weeks couldn't control it.
Does anybody want it? Just hot potato. I'll take it, you take it back. I'll give it back to you. Nobody grab it. Let's see if we can't get a shot up.
Liafa gives it to Smith-Milner. And nice work from Tohi Smith-Milner.
Well, just a late rotation there. Tohi Smith-Milner gets a catch that low. Against anyone other than Rob Lowe, it's going to be a bucket.
Weeks fall away over Adnam. Good defense. Good box out.
Late recovery by Adnam to get a hand in there. Weeks with the up fake actually took away the cleaner look.
Now Weeks just too strong on that hip check. And he'll be called for the foul. Basket counts for Kyle Adnam.
Jared Weeks keeping the hands up, but the foul was with the body. He turns the corner nicely there on a little bit of a slip screen. And not a ton of contact. Maybe some possessions you'll get away with that one, but on this one he did not. Continues the excellent free throw shooting for the Saints. 11 for 14 now as a squad. Add them up to 6 points.
Tarangi for 3. That's long. Liafa crosses half court. Oh, what a look. Tohi Smith-Milner. I think he got stuck on his hip as well, Liafa. Adnam for 3. Lowe pulls down the board.
Well, a brilliant attempt at an assist by Isaiah Liafa on that one, but goes wanting.
It's Tarangi looking for Lowe, steps back, shoots the 3 over Smith-Milner, and he nails it.
That's the confidence of a great player. He shoots an air ball the last time. This time we'll work on the step back. Nothing but nylon as Rob Lowe shows the quick hands again at half court.
Team to shoot. Here comes Adnam. Lowe had the tip. Glidden gives it to Weeks.
Tuatara starting to stretch out a big lead on the glass. 31-23 the totals now.
Oh, Tarangi wasn't looking for it. He thought Lowe was going to shoot it.
I think Lucius actually saved it from going in Tarangi's head.
Bogdanovic, nice drive from Tommy V.
Poor possession offensively leads to an easy opportunity on the other end. Bogdanovic uses the shot fake well to create that driving lane.
Got a foul on the drive. Number 1, Isaiah Mucius. He's called for it. Elijah Thomas back into the game.
It's the 4th on Mucius.
So is Kenneth Tuffin. Tohi Smith-Milner takes a seat.
10 points for Tohi Smith-Milner now. 5 rebounds as well.
Ruben Tarangi leads all scorers with 12. Dalton does so well on that weak side, moving without the ball and cutting on that baseline.
Always moving. You've got to be dynamic with that movement if you're not going to be a great shooter, and he is.
Elijah Thomas gets the roll.
Step.
That's a tough move off the bench for the big man.
And then showing off the soft touch for the finish.
Tarangi out the contact, no whistle coming. Lowe cleans it up. Thomas with the defense and the rebound.
Good activity, Rob Lowe, but can't create anything out of it. That's an interesting play there. Dalton loses the feet, and then almost a steal there by Glidden. Somehow the ball stays with the Tuatara when that was obviously off Glidden. But I think they decided not to give Elijah Thomas the offensive foul. You'll see it here, it gets knocked away by Glidden. Oh, and then off the knee of Thomas, good call. Bad angle by me, once again. Incorrect evaluation of the officiating crew.
Tuatara with this 1-point lead. Neither team had a big lead as Tarangi couldn't control it. Back over is the call, so another turnover here.
Excellent hustle by Tom Bogdanovic there. Fights to get over that screen, doesn't just settle on it. Forces Tarangi off that line, makes for a more difficult catch with ends up, and here we see it. Take a look at that fight. You know, pushes him off that line. Could have been an easy handle. Instead, forces a turnover. That 15th for the Tuatara.
15th, they average just under 13 a game. Saints still can't get that lead back. Tarangi.
Too stagnant this offense is right now.
And that's going to stay with the Tuatara, the 6 on the shot clock, but not a lot of ball moving. I mean, you just look at the way that they found Charlie Dalton on that weak side, and that's not what's happening here.
Yeah, no movement on the weak side with him out of the game. That weak side has to move around, more cuts, more screens, something dynamic.
Oh, okay, what about a Glidden 3 and a foul underneath? And then that's going to be on Taylor, and that is foul number 4 on him. Excuse me, Thomas with the foul.
Well, he just tries to shred him.
He is a frustrated man right now, Elijah Thomas.
Well, his 4th personal.
He's going to stay out there?
He's going to stay out there. He's at 6:57 right now.
Come here.
Well.
I guarantee he was correct.
We were correct. 4 fouls. It's just so difficult sometimes for these bigs that come in to stamp their authority. We have come from more physical leagues as well.
It's a different type of physicality. There's a lot that gets left here that is allowed to play with in New Zealand that you don't see in other countries. There's a certain type of physicality you can get away with, where and a certain kind of foul that doesn't get called here, that gets called much more quickly in other markets, and that is normally the adjustment.
Elijah Thomas taking the initiative there, and then he takes the chop on the arm, and he'll go to the TAB line to shoot 2.
Don't get mad. Just go dunk. cut to the basket, use that athleticism, and finish over people.
Let's get that spin going again. Let's go.
Elijah Thomas at the line.
Back to the line.
This is foul shot number 16 now for the Saints. 12 of 15 currently. Tuatara 14 of 22. Misses the second attempt, and we've got a foul call on the Vidanovic rebound attempt.
These last 3 or 4 minutes, great hustle by Tom Vidanovic, picking his effort level up in that area. And that's going to be the 4th personal foul.
Joe Lawson.
Joe Lawson the 3rd. Take another look at it. Yeah, he just gets that push, straight arm. And then sometimes when a big's out of the play, you can get away with that little fend, but he's in the play, so much more easily recognized.
So with Lawson out, they take out Thomas.
Just hot potato again.
Google meter in the game for Adam and knocks down the 3.
Showing off that stroke. Now 2 for 5 from deep for his 6 points.
Weeks. He strikes the 3.
Well, these guards are doing a nice job coming off those early all balls, looking like they're going downhill and working to the step back for the triple.
Vidanovic again on the glass.
And just a little too quick on that second chance opportunity there. He's expecting, or it's almost like he feels the shot blocking ability of Rob Lowe in there, but with the size on the court in the moment, he could have been much more patient, taking his time for that finish. The quick shot ends up going the other way.
Barrow out there, Glidden knocks down the 3.
Nice handoff there, good action, Glidden off the cut. His defender, Hippolyte, unable to stay with him.
Yafa weaving his way through, finds Vidanovic, Tuffin with a nice rebound. Another offensive rebound for the Saints, their 10th in the game. And then we've got an offensive foul.
The Vidanovic post there. I spoke earlier about what a good job that Tony Smith-Milner did of getting into the mismatch by using his chest. So this one, Tom Vidanovic there uses his shoulder, and he drops it there, picks up his 4th foul. If he's able to walk him down and turn, you can get away with that. But when he drops and uses that physicality, that's something you get away with against bigs because they have the mass to make it not look so obvious. But against Chris McIntosh, that is he is outweight classed quite obviously on that little shoulder drop.
And that's the 3rd Saints player with 4 fouls. Vidanovic, Thomas, and Mucius all have 4. 6 to shoot. Weeks. This is the 3.
Cruz for Hunt, active hands, knocks it away. Saints, only 5 seconds to get across half court. I might look for a sneaky trap here.
Liafa gets it over. Darrow did well to get out of the way. Do just enough to affect the shot of Liafa.
Well, a decent look, just can't find the net once again.
Liafa chasing his break, his teammate around the perimeter with Cam Glidden, but here's Weeks with the right hand. And the biggest lead of the game for the Tuatara is now 7 on that make. And Troy McLean, coach of the Saints, calls timeout.
Well, the drive once again, the help a bit late. As Kenneth Tuffin gives up the right-handed drive down the lane, and no defense steps up to take it away, may force an extra pass.
60 to 53. Here's Troy McLean of the Saints.
Continue to do that, all right? Continue to be out in our switches, okay? Hey, last couple positions, we've had some good looks, but real early, all right? When we move the ball and get inside and then outside, we're much better, all right? So continue to do that. But ultimately, these are good looks on the rim. Continue to attack, all right? Push switch into our coverages. If it's nail help, we must cut and slide early, all right? Call it early, okay? Good call, Tony.
Here's a South special, Renona Pizza, or 5 Boroughs Pizza. For $25, your choice. Pick up only, use the online code there. Block valid until Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. The last regular season game between these two teams. The Saints can finish as high as 5th, where they currently sit, or they can fall to 6th, where the Hawke's Bay Hawks will be watching this game with much interest, as will the Canterbury Rams, as we've got masking tape issues.
Going to be quickly repaired, I'm sure, though. Or not. Well, and where you talk about winning this game, become the 5th seed, and if they're in that position, they're chasing either a matchup in the 5th spot against the Franklin Bulls, who are currently 4th. That 6th team going to be matched up against the Rams of Canterbury. And when you're looking at that, it was actually in this building the last time the Saints met the Bulls. And here's what happens if the Saints finish 6th. They will, if they do lose this game, as they currently are sitting right now, they'll play the Rams on that Thursday night and play in 1, play in 2. The same night a little bit later will be the Hawks and Bulls, with the Tuatara waiting on the winner of semifinal 1. The Nuggets and a little bit of extra rest on that initial first play, but no quick turnaround out of that semifinal number 2 to the finals on Sunday.
Back underway. 3:26 to go in this 3rd quarter. Smith-Milner, high arcing 3, missed everything, and it's going to be Dougal Mita. Fouled by Charlie Dalton underneath.
Well, good crash by Rengamari Dougal Mita getting in there. We'll take another look at the high one, and I mean, looks like a pretty good box out, but
swatted.
He got a lot of body contact there.
Liafa knocks down that 3.
Bangs home the triple. Once again, the step back, Cruz-Burrow Hunt. Expecting to go a little bit further with that penetration, but back to 4 as the Saints respond well out of the timeout.
He's got 14. Rob Lowe just nailed Kenneth Tuffin. Glidden's 3 misses. And it's going to be Saints ball. 60-56 in this 3rd quarter. 2:48 to go.
Take another look at the step back. Zia Liafa puts those hands back in the holsters quickly. You know it feels good when you do that. 14 points now. 11 at halftime, first bucket of the 3rd quarter.
Tuffin. Glidden with his 8th rebound. Cam Glidden, 9 points, 8 rebounds. We're on Cam Glidden double-double watch.
He just plays winning basketball. He makes the right play, makes the right decision.
Rob Lowe almost banked it in. Dalton got up there, and it falls to Peroi Hunt, who puts it in.
You love that hustle. You love that hustle that creates opportunities. Dalton in 3 white jerseys going for the basketball. He gets to it first, doesn't keep it. It gives a chance for a squad.
Oh, Dougal Mita. Raining a triple down from the corner.
Finding the range, up to 9 points now, all from deep, where he's 3 for 6.
Dalton.
That should have been a travel.
Looked like a travel. Sounded like a travel. Saints get the stop.
Swap pivot feet matters not, though. Saints get the rebound going the other way, like they have on this possession.
Smith-Milner can't get the friendly roll.
I just put it up so softly, but the length of Rob Lowe just made that a slightly more difficult finish.
That left-hand finish is good by Ruben Tarangi.
There's a little bit ginger coming up out of that play.
We got it. Had them. I know, I see it.
The kid's conga.
I see it.
It's coming together.
I see it. It's not a lizard, it's more a dinosaur, the Tuatara, but looking like a snake at the moment. Peroi Hunt striking the 3. Started to pick up in pace here.
Yeah, it's been back and forth the last minute or so, as both teams getting more looks with that pace.
Hunt for three. Pero Hunt knocks it down.
That's up to 11 now. Troy McLean wants to call a timeout, but just 30 seconds left in the quarter. And the Saints came out of that timeout hustling, and now they're walking.
The leaders, the biggest it's been in this game. Timberlake, tough move. Cuts it back down to 9. Tuatara can have the last shot here to end the third. It's been a strong finish here for them. Out of that timeout, the game has picked up in intensity. Here's Lowe. Oh, good defense from Tuffin. And that'll end us after 3 quarters. It is the Saints down 9. The Tuatara will head to the final 10 minutes of the regular season of the Sal's NBL 2023, leading 70-61. No matter what, they'll be playing Thursday night. Tuatara have, by virtue of being top of the table, finish a little bit higher, so have a little bit longer for their playoff game. Aaron Young, did you like the way your team responded out of that timeout to end the third quarter?
Yeah, I did actually. I think just talking about our multiple effort rebounds, sweeping in over the top, those are huge for us. You know, I think if we can get a couple of those, it allows us to play in transition. Cruz made some big shots. That was all off our defense.
As a coach, what are you looking to get out of this game? First seed's locked up. You obviously want to go and things healthy, and you're trying to get something out of here. You've had your starters out the entirety of this game, but what is it most important to you to glean out of this one going into the final 6?
Yeah, it's just an opportunity to compete. Like, we've had a lot of single game weekends the last 3 or 4 rounds. We've got to maximize every time we step on the floor to get better and build great habits going into next week.
Thanks so much, Coach. Always appreciate your time.
Interesting point he makes about single game weekends. You haven't had those double headers, so you're not battle tested as Cam Glidden hits the 3 and stretches this lead out to 14 points for the Tuatara. But, you know, going into next week, you're going to have to win multiple games in a short amount of time, and you need those legs to be ready.
Also just motivating your team, because they've been in that top spot, top 1 or 2 all season long. As Adnam felt the contact, and there's a late whistle on the drive there from Kyle Adnam. And the lead has ballooned to 14 here, talking to Aaron Young. But Casey, just getting them to get into their processes, believe in what they're doing. They aren't short on belief, but just getting them to focus that the playoffs are around the corner, and that is when you have to execute, because it's there's no second life in this final six.
That's it, absolutely. You have to come in and figure out how to play on that razor's edge, because every mistake can be your last in the finals. That is the beauty of a single elimination tournament, and also the fear, where you may be the best team, but the best team is always the best team on the night. So you have to find out. And for the Tuatara, it's only going to be 2 games. You know, they're locked into that Friday game, and if they win, they make it to Sunday. So they have to just build themselves up all week long to try and play on that. A little bit tougher if you're one of the bottom 4 seeds. You're going to have to win 3, but still certainly not out of the realm of possibility for anyone who's qualified.
We've got a foul here. It's Rob Lowe, set the screen. It's going to take a moment.
He is not pleased with the Kenneth Tuffen effort in that department.
He just might have got hit down low, Rob Lowe.
Well, here we take a look at the Kenneth Tuffen's trying to smash through that one, and Kenneth Tuffen, he puts a little extra in it. He does not mind getting grindy.
He's already had an unsportsmanlike foul called on him.
That was just a free shot on Rob Lowe, and you know, sometimes when you're seeing the big fellas set those screens, you can set yourself up to get a little cheapy in.
Also a quirk this year, Casey. A lot of players would have done it in the showdown in 2020. But Tamaki Makato being the host city again for the final 6. Fantastic. Truss Arena. It's a venue that none of the teams have played in this season. It's low. Strokes the 3. So they, it was a long 2. So they just have to get used to a brand new venue in do-or-die basketball. Every venue has its quirks. The tightness of the rims, the angles, the lighting, everything.
It puts everybody on an even keel. You know, no home court advantage, despite there being a couple of Auckland-based teams there. A nice read there by Elijah Thomas, his second fast break dunk of the game. Make that a layup.
I would claim that as a dunk.
And that is why you will never be a dunker.
That's why I will never, ever, or have been.
Look at this read, though. Look at the space that he closes, understanding the passes, getting there, and just takes off a bit late. This is a man who can basically put his head on the rim.
10-point lead now for the Tuatara. Timeout called by the Tuatara. Just making sure that they just don't slip here and get a little bit lazy with their offense.
It's a 9-4 run to start things off as we take a look at where everyone is in the standings. No one can catch those Tuatara.
So the Saints, by virtue of being down 10, they should be in that 6th spot.
And this is already locked in, that the wins for where they're at right now. So this is saying the Saints have lost this game and the Tuatara have won, because right now the Tuatara are still on 13. If the Saints win, they'll end up on 9 wins and in 5th. And it's still a bit of time to play, only 10 points the difference. The Hawks watching with interest to find out where they'll be matched up, as are the Rams and Bulls of Franklin.
Both teams shooting under 50%. 47% for the Tuatara, 39% for the Saints. Joe Lawson takes the 3. Thomas.
Just tip it all the way to the bucket, baby.
Like Rodman on the glass there. He's fouled.
Oh, what the effort.
And Elijah Thomas has been excellent with those 4 fouls.
Well, he's reasonably fresh. He's only spent a little under 9 minutes on the court, but look at that possession. Gets from the free throw line to on the other side of half court, tipping it himself. Let's give him a rebound for each of those efforts, a la Dennis Rodman back in the day. And with Elijah Thomas at the TAB, can join the TAB now. Deposit $10 and you get a free $50 bonus bet. T's and C's do apply. Gotta be 18 and of course bet responsibly.
Makes the second. Lead is 8.
Up to 13 points Elijah Thomas is in those about 8 minutes and 50 seconds. He had a blinder of a game against the Jets of Manawatu a week ago, where he was really able to dominate the glass when Danny Pippen left the game. Absolutely put that one away with the Saints in that second half. Having a discussion here now. Not sure what the officials are looking about, what the issue is. Possibly who scored the bucket. Still writing for a call here. And we're good. I think they were just confirming that points were scored, and they were, and we can play again.
Charlie Dalton.
Tuatara have lost some aggressiveness here in the fourth quarter offensively, not getting to the cup as often as they were to finish the third.
Weeks down to Lawson with the mismatch. Thomas comes over. Oh, no. Elijah Thomas. I think that's going to be on him. It is. He's done for the night. Elijah Thomas. Good defense from Dougal Mita.
Was that on Elijah Thomas or Dougal Mita?
No, it was on Elijah Thomas.
No, that's Dougal Mita. That's his second.
It was. Elijah Thomas thought it was him. I don't blame him. He's triggered. Got a bit of PTSD with the whistle at the moment. But that is...
Well, it's just TSD right now. He is within it. As the lone Saints fan in the crowd tried to ice him there.
Adnan the other way.
I like the pressure he's putting on the rim. He's not allowing the guards to defend him without giving at least an effort to blow by him.
Lawson. Oh, nice feathery jump shot.
Well, nice screen by Jared Weeks there, setting that opportunity up for Lawson. And that's not an easy shot in that mid-range off the catch. Shows a nice soft touch.
Is that Joe Lawson's fifth foul?
That should be.
That is Lawson.
No one else in the vicinity. No, it wasn't on Joe Lawson.
It was not.
No, it's on, yeah, we see on the replay there, Cruz Pro Hunt got his hand in the cookie jar on the spin move.
So that is just foul number 3.
10 points the difference, 7 minutes to go. Saints got to find a way to string stops together. 2, 3, 4 stops at a time to get back into this ball game. That is going to be a difficult task, even though the Tuatara are not playing their most efficient basketball this season. They have been good in this second half. 25 points in the third quarter, 11 points here so far in the fourth.
Adnan strips Weeks. Oh, Adnan. Adnan goes down.
Jared Weeks still complaining about the play on the other side. As we see the steal here, look at Kyle Adnan. Gets a hand in, forces the turnover, and then understands the contact's going to come eventually. He's pretty fortunate to find it from Cam Glidden late. As Jared Weeks did a good job of avoiding that contact on the initial challenge. Adnan not super efficient from the floor, just 3 for 10, but now 9 for 10 from the free throw line, earning that paycheck at the TAB. Like that 10 for 11 for his 16, leading scorer for the Saints and in the game.
Dalton, he's 3 balls in and out. Adnan again, tough drive and 1.
Flex on him, Kyle Adnam's son. Look at the pressure he is putting on the rim. Have ball, will push the pace. Joe Lawson fouls out, number 5 on him. And look at that change of direction.
Caught him reaching, Joe Lawson, and then just got him on his heels.
Yeah, it's that change of direction there. He makes it seem as though he's going back to the left, and Once Joe Lawson dropped that foot, he was able to get back to his strong hand so quickly. Lovely move.
Adnam can't convert the three-point play opportunity. Tuatara with his 4-point lead. Joe Lawson fouled out. Thomas again with a steal.
What a pass.
Here comes Elijah Thomas. Gets the reverse and gets the putback.
Now, how about the save and kick ahead by Kyle Adnam on the money? Just like that, a 2-point ball game. How about the aggression of the Saints?
Their biggest lead was 14. It's now just 2 with 5:29 to go.
And this has been a affliction that has at times affected the Tuatara this season. They've had big leads, they've had opportunities to put games away, and they've let teams slip back into it. You know, it's certainly something of concern. Aaron Young wanted to be tested in this final game. Well, he got his wish.
Hunt. Oh, Rob Lowe on the glass.
It's just too big.
Just can't box him out.
Well, he just had such great position to begin with, so that miss falls right into his hands.
Oliafas found Vidanovic. That's nice basketball. What a look from Isaiah Morioho Liafa.
Just drops it perfectly in the break basket. Not an easy delivery as Kyle Adnam fouls on the break.
Ruben Talangi wants the professional foul called as an unsportsmanlike.
I mean, there wasn't much of a play for the ball, and they're discussing it right now, actually. The officials are having a chat about it.
There really wasn't. I mean, Kyle Adnam just wanted to stop the break.
You know, by definition, you have to make a play at the ball, take another look at it, and just a common foul called, which I personally like.
Kyle Adnam just literally saintly looking. Never committed a foul like that before. Tarangi. Here's Weeks, 7 on the shot clock. Oh, Dalton moving without the ball, but great defense from Mucius.
Oh, and blocks it off Charlie Dalton in the end. Late reaction, another excellent cut by Charlie Dalton, timed it well, but the defensive abilities of Mucius denies him at the rim.
It's a one-possession game, 4:46 to go. The 3 will give them the lead. It does give them the lead. Isaiah Mucius from one end to the other.
Isaiah on the pass. Nice delivery. Reward the man who played the defensive job on the other end.
Tarangi, oh, Rob Lowe. So crafty.
Great two-man game. Just excellent patience shown by Tarangi. He's got that strength and the patience to score.
The after kicks it up. Mucius again from the corner. That's good, Isaiah Mucius. Back-to-back threes.
Oh, those Saints look done and dusted not too long ago, but they are alive. The patient is breathing.
Low for 3. Mucius with the rebound. Oh, Vidanovic can't catch it. It's Weeks with the ball.
A little ambitious by Kyle Adnam.
Weeks, too strong. Vidanovic with the rebound. Kyle Adnam pushing it.
A good run by Torrey Smith-Milner, has an opportunity in the paint.
Liafa for 3. Rob Lowe with the rebound. Mucius was in that corner as well.
He was waiting for it, but the defender jumped that line. I mean, it was a Cruz Pro Hunt. He didn't want the ball to go to the corner.
Weeks is hit. Vidanovic fires it ahead to Mucius. Look out! Oh, he punches it down with 2 hands. Timeout, Tuatara. The Wellington Saints are storming home.
Oh, what a few minutes it has been for the Saints, who just put together a storming display, capped off by Isaiah Mucius on the break, doing chin-ups on that rim right into your living room. That's the Tuatara with another turnover. Their 21st of the ball game leads to an immediate fast break opportunity, as the Saints have just really gone on a run here. They were down 81-72. Sorry, 81-71 actually. So they have gone on an 18-4 run since then.
Powered by Isaiah Mucius.
More desperate to get out to those shooters on those corners. On offense, let's go a swing down cap. Swing down cap, all right? Run it through. get Robbie on the pop. If we don't have anything, Robbie, play uphill back to the middle. Got to take care of the ball now, fellas. Come on, let's go. Let's go. 18.
They led by as much as 14 with the Tuatara. They were 77 to 63. 8:41 to go in this quarter. And now they are down 4.
20-4 run. Just discovering the offense by playing some defense, forcing turnovers, getting easy shots in transition.
And that looks like that came off a Tuatara hand.
Don't know if we've got a better angle at it, but
It says it came off the hip on the Saints player, so it stays with the Tuatara. Hunt. 3 ball. Oh, that's good.
He had some huge shots to finish that third quarter. He comes out big here in the fourth when they need it most.
Lucius just left it behind him. The Adnan pass was difficult.
Well, he was stepping up to the three-point line when Kyle Adnan thought he was staying out on that wing, and just a slight misdelivery. Turnover number 19. 40 turnovers between these two teams.
Rob Lowe puts Thomas down. Tarangi puts it up for Lowe. Oh, does he?
What a touch.
It's like a runner. Troy McLean wants time out.
Elijah Thomas tried to bait the call and instead takes himself out of the play defensively, making for an easier finish for Ruben Tarangi with a brilliant display of skill on the floater with a soft touch, dropping down. Assistant coach Miles Pierce has to go back and pull his players back in. Concentrate on the ball game, boys. Don't worry about the whistle.
This one here, side pick and roll, open side pick and roll with you and Dot, right? No, open side, so side pick and roll, you and Dot. Make sure we get the Reezy, right? I want to go flare. So you're going to go here, flare. All right, so Zay is here, and this is Zeke. All right, Zeke, you step up, get out early. Okay, Zay's in the corner. All right, we got Donnie here on the second side. All right, open side, try and get low. Okay, good. Defensively, stay focused, stay locked in. Pressure. Hey.
2:42 to go in this game. The Saints were up 4, now down 1.
Well, the Tuatara responded well after the Saints did such a nice job of stringing together those stops, getting multiple opportunities. Now the Saints need to recenter themselves, got focused on the officiating after that last play, need to refocus on their play, continue to create those chances that they have been.
Adnam, pull up. Oh, Kyle Adnam at his best.
He has put it together here in the fourth. He was looking to engage his teammates a lot more often early. In this fourth quarter, he was putting it on his own shoulders at the cup and there from mid-range. Elijah Thomas again.
And he's fouled. An unsportsmanlike foul called on Rob Lowe. Grabbing at Thomas, who gets the call.
That is a tough unsportsmanlike foul, but what a read by Thomas again. Look at him, he's just really early on those reads, and it's that leg stuffed out by Rob Lowe there. Not with the hand, but that is a deliberate action there.
It's 2 shots and possession. Elijah Thomas was 5 of 6 from the TAB line.
He's got to shoot a free throw, not a timeout. We've got huddles everywhere. Now he gets to the free throw. 2 shots and the ball, as you mentioned. So a huge possibility if he can make these 2. Elijah Thomas now, 16 points. Limited minutes. He's just spent 12 minutes on the court. 16.6 rebounds, 4 steals now.
3 of them, I think, just jumping that pass.
He's been just all over the passing lanes. Actually, all 4 have been up high. The other one he had off Ruben Tarangi in the first half that led to a fast break dunk.
Yeah, Elijah Thomas, 17 points and under.
Is that foul with the ball still out of bounds? Yeah, that's 1 free throw.
Yeah, that is, because the ball has not been in play. That is 4 fouls now. And that is going to be on Jared Weeks.
So to the free throw strike.
So Jared Weeks has 4, Lowe has 4. 4 for Mucius, Thomas, and Vidanovic for the Saints.
And of course, Joe Lawson already fouled out.
And now it's the Saints with a 5-point lead.
Well, what do the Tuatara do here? Where are they going to look to try and get some offense going?
So much basketball to go as well with 2 minutes 13. This game is alive. Pero Hunt kicking it out. Saints defense all over it. Lowe pulls the trigger, too strong. Add them with it. Tuatara are back.
Slowing it down, looking for a more efficient possession. Mismatch in the post, they go to it.
Thomas tried to force the issue there. Comes up empty. Tuatara with Tarangi. Glidden for 3. Oh, strokes it, Cam Glidden.
Oh, that's rangy. Ball stays with the Wellington Saints after the Rob Lowe effort. Who's frustrated, wanted the whistle, but look at this shot by Glidden. Just a little bit late by Tom Vidanovic, and Cam Glidden, who isn't forcing the action offensively, you know, when it comes to when he takes it. And that one did. He takes advantage. 15 points for him now.
4 of 8 from deep. He's deep on that one too. Lead is 2 for the Saints. Hawke's Bay Hawks, we're looking at this game with a lot of interest.
Remember the first quarter when it was low scoring?
I do. It felt like yesterday.
I don't miss that.
Adnam with the floater.
Kyle Adnam in the 4th, putting it together. He is just finding his spot and taking his shot. 24.
Kyle Adnam had 6 points after 3 quarters. It was 1 for 8. It stays with the Tuatara. So Kyle Adnam has put on 16 points here in this 4th quarter.
18.
18, sorry.
It's okay, it was close. It was good math. But look at that little floater at the free throw line. Finds that space in between defenders and Weeks falls down. So unlucky.
Jared Weeks slips down. Thomas.
Well, we're gonna need well, they're complaining about Rob Lowe. Elijah Thomas tried to sell the foul on Rob Lowe there. He's boxing him out. Take another look, and that's a flop warning on Elijah Thomas. We see that ball goes off Kyle Adams' foot, so he's hustling for it. And I don't see anything wrong with what Rob Lowe did there. And Elijah Thomas gets a flop warning on the play. I also not sure it's a flop. A flop warning's maybe the toughest play to call in basketball, because you're judging whether or not 2 giant men hitting each other was enough for one of them to go down. Because even if it doesn't look like Rob Lowe's hitting you hard, he's still 6'11", about 115, 120. It only looks skinny on TV.
Playing around with it in the backcourt here.
Just 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Thomas so close to picking up a foul there. Liafa jumps the passing lane. Here he comes. Right hand is good. Isaiah Liafa and the Saints with a 6-point lead. 58 seconds to go.
Well, it's been the turnovers here in the 4th quarter that have absolutely been a thorn in the side of this team. Coming into the 4th quarter, they had 16. They're up to 23. 7 turnovers in the 4th quarter for the Auckland Tuatara. And that has changed them from a 70-61 lead to a 99-93 deficit, a 6-point deficit, a 15-point swing.
6 of those 7 turnovers, steals by the Saints. And that's why they have a 6-point lead.
38 4th quarter points for the Wellington Saints. They have just put on a display. And this is why the Saints are so dangerous. This is why when all the other turmoil's happening, all the other stuff, all the other teams in the league are like, let's see the Saints down, because when they are up, they are a powerful machine.
Well, these two teams, we were bemoaning the fact that the offense wasn't firing, but they are on their season averages points-wise. Saints averaged 97.3, they've got 99. And Tuatara averaged 94.6. 57.8 seconds to go. So much time in the context of what we've seen in the last 4 minutes.
It's a two-possession ball game right now, especially with as well as the Tuatara shoot. Rob Lowe actually on the bench for this one, so interesting to see exactly what's going on. A lot of subs come into the game now for the Tuatara as Aaron Young decided not to go for this with the starters.
I mean, technically they don't need the win. Pero Hunt, he's fouled. Slips the clock. And then it's going to be in the bonus now. Pero Hunt will shoot 2. So maybe, just maybe, Tuatara, they can look at the tape of what didn't work down the stretch here. And Rob Lowe sits. And so does Jared Weeks. They're 2 prime players. So they will play.
I mean, Jared Weeks is at 32 minutes. Rob Lowe at 27. So not excessive minutes loads, but.
So by virtue of being the #1 seed, they don't have to play until next Saturday night.
Friday night.
Friday night, excuse me.
And the #2 seed will play on Saturday night.
So they still have a decent break.
Nice little break, several days. Interesting to come, 39 minutes into the ball game and go down 6, and that's when you decide to pull a couple of starters as Cruz Pro misses the first. It makes it a more difficult task now.
Tarangi is out as well.
Ruben Tarangi up to just under 30 minutes now. 29:45 play.
Misses both.
Unless they can force a turnover, this will be the ball game pretty much.
Mucius, that corner has been money all quarter. And he knocks down another corner 3. Isaiah Mucius lets them know about it.
Not a timeout, just a substitution there.
Elijah Thomas loving it with Isaiah Mucius.
Well, they're really milking the feeling they have right now. A lot of questions about the Saints in the last few weeks, but no questions about this 41-point fourth quarter performance today.
But this is the way you end your regular season. You get that 5th spot on the ladder. Hawks will stay in 6th. McIntosh's miss. Almost gets his own rebound. Dougal Meter has it. And there's a difference of about 2.5 seconds. Zdanovic will just dribble it out.
That's the ball game. The Wellington Saints with a come from behind win. Down to 9 coming into the fourth quarter. Down as much as 14.
And there it is. The Wellington Saints with a huge win. In the fourth quarter, they come up trumps, 102-93. And this is how the ladder now looks at the final game of the regular season. The Saints stay in that 5th spot. The Hawks stay in 6th. The Tuatara finish 13-5. #1, Rams, Nuggets, Bulls in between those 2 teams. The final 6 coming at you on Thursday night. And we've got a double header for you. The Rams will play the Hawks, play-in game #1. And the Bulls and the Saints play-in final game #2. Back-to-back, 6:30, 8:30, all live on Sky Sport 3. The Tuatara will play Friday night. And then the grand final after the semi-final on Sunday. That is going to be huge. Make sure you get your tickets or lock it on Sky Sport. On behalf of Casey Frank and the Sky Sport production crew, thank you so much for watching. And we'll see you Thursday night from the Trust Arena